I am going to tell this story as unbiased as I can. It is a very interesting story. It's kind of a Five Heartbeat meets The Truman Show. So sit back and try to figure out which one it is. And I'm telling this story because there's no consequences for liars. So I'm here to basically get this story out and make you guys see what I've been going through. And basically the only thing I'm after here is the truth. I don't care how it looks. I don't care about how people receive me or whatever. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the truth only because it's just crazy what I've been through in the last, 4 or 5 years. You guys just have to sit back and hear this story. All right, to start, I would like to introduce you guys to the characters that are in this story that is my life. I had a best friend. I don't know if I would continue to call him, but I met him in the 7th grade. We didn't really become best friends until like around 14, which was after 8th grade. He started liking ex-girlfriend of mine, and he wanted to talk to her. So he came to me and said, "Hey, I didn't know if you still had feelings for her, but I want to talk to her." And I thought it was some honorable thing to do. So me and him kind of were cool after that. And we all started hanging out and all of those things. We became real good friends. And so throughout high school, he was my best friend. We met mutual friends. He introduced me to a friend that he had in high school who became his best friend as well. So we all became best friends. I've had best friends that I met in high school. We started a singing group and we all became best friends and just started living life. We started this group. The name of the group was Storm. Our Storm consists of 4 members. At the time, we had a bunch of members that changed out, but it was a consistent 4 guys, being me. I would represent Rain. The so-called best friend would represent Lightning, a different friend of ours from high school. He would represent Thunder, and then we had another friend who represent Wind. So all together we would be Storm. And the reason why that's important is because throughout this story, I'm going to be talking about coincidence. I'll be talking about just a whole bunch of shady things happening, and you guys can be the judge of it, and you kind of can see why I'm making this video, because these people in my life are playing with me, and a lot of things happened throughout this process that made me put this video out, because I prefer to put a video out opposed to being introduced to the world in a mugshot due to me losing my temper. So I didn't want to do anything of that nature and harm people, because people in this day and time like to play with people mental, and I don't play with mental issues like that. So I don't understand why they would think that it's okay to play with somebody mental and think that that's okay. So fast forward to the group, we started making music and doing things of that nature, and we sing and we're progressing and we're starting to make a little noise. So we decided to, throughout high school, we were winning shows and trying to make it just like everyone else that were in the industry. At that time, there was a lot of male groups in the 90s, so we thought we had a shot as well. We ended up moving to Memphis, and we made a little noise in Memphis and sang and did our songs and stuff, tried to make it on a few shows, but we were always like short of winning by just a hair or so. So we were pretty good. We had a decent sound and everything. And after getting it with that, we ended up, like I said, moving to Memphis. And as we moved to Memphis, I ended up bumping into, at the time, a woman that I thought was nice. It was bumped into my wife. We met in 96, and we really hit it off for a second, but we really didn't get started until like 98 when we got serious. And we started dating, and we moved in together. And then after that, we had a son. We got married first. We had our son, and then we had our daughter the next year. And then the following, in 2004, we had a son. So we was living a married life, trying to, get houses, and started having children, and everybody started doing their thing, and we still stayed a brotherhood. We started riding motorcycles together, living that life, that middle-class black life that everybody aspire for, thinking that, you have it with your college buddies and your friends, and You think you got a solid group of people, but you're not paying attention to the enviousness and people not liking you and not liking you for a long time. You just kind of green light a lot of red flag behaviors because you're not thinking that it's coming from your own people in your circle. And so I was naive to a lot of that. So I fell victim to not setting hard borders with friends and family to the point where I was taken advantage of. Just to start off, she got her degree. She got her certification in a field that required her to get a better job. Now she gets this better job, but she moves into a building with my best friend in 2015. So these coincidences are going to happen throughout this story. She literally moved into a building and they both are working there for like maybe 5 years before I kind of smelled that something's going on. Fast forward to COVID in 2020. Now keep in mind, they worked in the same building. She gets hired in 2015 and she gets hired into the same building and my best friend so happened to work there already. Very shady coincidence. Of all the buildings downtown, she just so happens to get a job in that building. Now, I'll back up to let you know why that's important, because she did so many different things that obviously show that there was something going on that I wasn't aware of. All right, so after they work in the same building or whatever, I'm not really paying attention to a lot of the things going on because according to my missus, she doesn't have any friends. She doesn't go out. She just go to work and come back. I just took her word for a lot of these things and really wasn't like, she wasn't medically cleared, but she was just telling me some of the things that she had issues with. And so to fast forward this story, she basically was gaslighting me about her intents because like I said, she go to work and she comes home. She's not on the phone with anybody because she doesn't have any friends. And so I'm not aware of her actions at work because I'm not thinking she's that type of person. However, I fast forward to 2020 when COVID happens and they have to stay at home. I started noticing a lot of behavior changing at that point. I started to see more. And I tell you, like I said before, I can tell you this story where I've never been in my wife's phone until 2021. And that 2021 is the first time I've ever was in her phone because I was being accused a lot due to my infidelities and my issues that I had. And we've been through counseling and all of those things. And so I just was tired of her talking about what I had done. And I was like, well, let me check your phone since I've never been in yours. And the minute I go in her phone, that's when all of the stuff starts to unravel. And I get to see that she's been places that I haven't been with her. And at that point, that's when I knew the wheels were off the marriage and something was up.